What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Today's video is gonna be a little bit of a combo. You know, is a Mazdaspeed still worth buying in 2025? You know, what's the value of it? Reliability, stuff like that. And we're also gonna be going to a car meet. Got the little guy with me, and we're about to go pick up my brother. So, stick around. All right, guys. So hands-free, not holding the camera. Got a new mount. All right. So, right to the topic. In 2025, is a Mazdaspeed worth buying? Yes, sort of, kind of, but. So I think the Mazdaspeed platform is really underrated for what it is. When it came out in 2007, the Mazdaspeed platform, which is a Speed 6 and the Speed 3, they have the 2.3 6-speed, only came in manual, and they're pretty good cars. I think back in 07, it was like the hot hatches. It's the one that provided people with the most amount of power. So I think it's worth buying as long as you're getting something that you know has been serviced. So these cars are kind of notorious for having timing chain issues. So I think a lot of the concepts that people have, these don't have a timing belt and they have a timing chain, is that a timing chain is going to last forever, which is not the case. They need to be serviced, they need to be replaced, they need to be maintained. And I think a lot of these cars have stopped running, or people just don't want to mess with it after the timing chain snaps. But it's just due to, not keeping up with the proper maintenance. So I think it is worth having one of these cars as long as you know that the person that owned it before did the proper maintenance, or they're just straight up with you and they tell you, no, I haven't done it. So then, when you're getting it, you should be expecting to pay for the proper maintenance to be done on the vehicle. Other than that, this is my third one. The first one I had was a 2010 that I got back in 2017 when my son was first born, and I absolutely love that car. I will be putting up some pictures here. But yeah, it was black. 2010 was the first year of the second gen. So the whole first gen versus second gen, I've had both. This is my second gen, and I've had a first gen in between, which I didn't own for very long. I think if you were to ask me which one's better, they're about the same. There's not too much of a difference. It's just whatever you like the most as far as aesthetics. Some of the differences are there's longer gearing on the second gens, and they have an electronic power steering pump. So what I did notice with the first gen felt better when I was driving it. So one of the downfalls of this car is the torque steer. So the torque steer, if you're not ready for it, it's scary, especially when your car is not stock and it's pushing a little bit more power. So here, I'll show you guys. So that thing just snaps you to the side, wants to pull you in. So if you're not ready for it, and if you've never experienced it, it's a bit scary. So that's about it. What else is a big? So I think it's just appearance and that power steering pump. This has an electric, that one has a mechanical. Longer gearing on these, and apparently those are a little bit less finicky when it comes to tuning. But this is the only car I've ever had professionally tuned, or this is the only car that I've ever had that is professionally tuned. Other than that, the other two I got a Cobb Access port, and they were just off-the-shelf tunes. I had no issues with it. So just really comes down to preference. I think I like the big smile that this has in the front. So if you know, this car, it's got a big grin, but I think it just adds kind of to the personality of the car. A lot of people, like I said, this is underrated car. A lot of people don't know about the Mazdaspeed, and in 2011, 12, I think it was, I was one of those people. I did not know anything about the Mazdaspeed. The whole reason I got into the platform was because my wife had a base model Mazda 3, and I liked it. Since the Mazda 3 came out, I loved the body of it. But she was the one that sold me into it. At that time, I had a Mitsubishi Rally Art, so it's like a baby Evo is what you could call it. So it's a smaller turbo, and I didn't really know much about these cars. I went to a car meet and I got absolutely smoked by a Speed 3 Gen 1. And you know, like I said, I didn't know anything about them. My wife was actually the one that told me. So here I am, you know, several years later, and I absolutely love the platform. It makes great power. It's pretty economical on gas. It's not like, tank will last me all week, $40 premium gas. I do have an E30 tune that I can run. I usually don't run it.
There's a skyline.
This thing's nice. Hey, don't touch it. Give me your hand. Don't like just go away.
Those are Supra, the pink ones.
Drone. Look at the Lambo. The Whipple, Jared? The Whipple. White Whipple. Watch out. The Audi. You see the Audi? Oh, look at the R8. Yeah. Watch out. Watch out. Go this way. Yeah. The GTR? I know. I see it. It's got a parachute, huh? Don't touch. Nah, that's fine. It's only till we get out. Should last. Down. 422.
40 minutes, damn. That thing is so cool, though. It's like Orion size. off. Oh, it's trying to go through.
Oh yeah, they are.
You get it?
No, I don't think I can beat that Volkswagen. See? Saw the weight reduction, Jared?
I don't know, I tried to race one too.
Yeah.
And
They're pretty fast, huh?
yeah.
Alright, so we are back home from the car meet. Far. And it's not even the distance, it's just the traffic sometimes that it takes so long.
Yeah.
Did you have fun at the car meet?
Yes.
What was your favorite car?
The car with the blower.
The car with the blower. Oh, the Chevy Chevelle.
Oh yeah. And the
So I will also be uploading some of the pictures and videos. Well, just videos. I didn't take pictures of the car meet. But to finish off the video, is a Mazdaspeed worth buying in 2025? I believe so. You just got to make sure that, like any other car, that you get the right one. One thing about these cars, the parts are getting more and more scarce, and I think just because everybody has had the same issue with like the timing chain or something, and they just don't bother to do the proper maintenance for these vehicles. But I think it's still worth it. Right now the values of these cars are not very high, so you can get one of these for under 10,000 for sure. You know, and they're all gonna have their little quirks and issues. This one's not perfect by any means, so you know, you can see the bumper here. Like the clip is broken, so I either have to fix that, but you know, it's not bothering me right now. It's stuff that I'll get finished maybe in the summer, maybe I won't get to it. But yeah, so you know, it's got this right here. This has Bondo. So the cars are far from perfect. At the price point that you can get them right now, I think it's pretty good. So I don't know if I should. Okay, I don't know if I should do like a solo review video of just my car and how it's been owning it, or just in generalized. So I got a really good deal on this vehicle, and I absolutely love it. It's probably one of these cars that I won't get rid of. The only reason I got rid of my first Gen 2 that I had back in 2017 was we needed some money to buy the house. And, you know, at that point, they were holding their value pretty strong. So I kept that car for about 5 years, bought it for $12,500, and I sold it for $12,500 5 years later. It was in better condition than this one. Besides the paint, the clear coat on these cars, especially like those early 2000s or 2010 cars, I have noticed that the clear coat does go bad. On this one, I can kind of start to see it here, and I think it's from the heat from the intercooler. So, but you know, I think it's one of those cars that's gonna definitely appreciate a value. So anything pretty much JDM that's boosted has gone up in value. The Mitsubishi Eclipse is like one of the prime examples. Like those cars, I've owned 4, I think, of those, and they were cheap. The second gen is probably by far the most popular. I own 2 of those. I didn't have like the nice one like the GST or the GSX, but I did have the one with the 420A naturally aspirated. I've had 2 of those, and even those are coming up in value. I think it's just the body styling and everything. I think it's not bad. So yeah, if you're thinking of buying one of these, I'd say, you know, go for it. They're very good cars as long as the previous owner did their dues and kept it maintained. And then after you take ownership of it, just make sure you keep up on the maintenance, oil changes, keep track of whenever the timing chain was done last. So yeah, all in all, great car. If I had to give it a grade, it'd probably be an 8 out of 10. You know, there's stuff that I don't like about it, torque steer being one. So the handling on the corners, you obviously can't push it as you would an all-wheel drive car. The price of the parts, you know, it's not cheap. Like I said, they're getting harder and harder to find, especially for the Gen 1s. If you're looking for any of the body stuff, they're up there. They're expensive. They're hard to find anything. Used, new, it's all just expensive. And then one more thing, you know, to expect. So these cars do not like aftermarket, just replacements parts. So the mass airflow sensor has to be OE Mazda. A lot of the parts in these cars, you know, they have to be OE Mazda or just performance parts. They can't be like the cheap Chinese stuff that you would be able to throw in like a Honda or anything like that. For whatever reason, they're not performing very well, like as they should. But great vehicle. I would definitely recommend it. Just make sure everything's been done in it. You keep up on the maintenance, and yeah, if it needs a lot of body work or a lot of work in general, just keep in mind that the parts are expensive, hard to find, and not everybody works on these cars. So yeah, all in all, thanks for watching, guys. I will be posting a review on mine specifically. I think that's what I decided to do, where I'll give you guys more in-depth detail of mine, how much I paid for it, how much horsepower it's making, and all the goodies that came included for that price, and kind of how I came across to it, and just basic stuff just on this one specifically. But yeah, if you guys want to see this, I will actually be posting that video next week. And yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to know, any videos you guys want me to do, I will be doing that. I will also be doing a comparison from, you know, what Mazda used to be when it was still owned by Ford as to what Mazda is now that it is independent and separated from Ford. They're completely different vehicles, and yeah, if you guys want to know anything about that, check out the channel. So more content coming up. The weather's warming up, so there'll be more car videos. You know, it's still winter, and there's a car meet in Colorado, so anytime it's 50 or plus in Colorado, everybody's ready to do stuff here. So yeah, peace out, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, leave comments, anything you guys want me to do, any feedback, anything. Thank you.